Hi, it's Tyler with T-Mann Tarot, and welcome back to my channel. I love the sound of that. Well, welcome back, friends. Today we are doing another tarot deck review. A couple of weeks ago, I was what I like to call virtual window shopping, where I was just perusing Amazon for tarot decks that sparked my interest. This one caught my attention. I added it to my wish list. And then I won a contest at work, which gave me a $20 Amazon gift card that I was able to use to put towards purchasing this deck. So let's dive into it. I've got the listing pulled up. I'm going to read from it, but the deck that we are reviewing today is the Cosmic Coven Tarot. This is the box. We love it. Love the little sparkles that come with it. So this deck is for anyone who needs a good reminder that we are all in this crazy world together. Your place among the Cosmic Coven is just as important as anyone else's. Embrace your difference and enjoy the fun that this deck embodies. It is written by Lillian Lazenby, illustrated by Mercy Morgan, and it is published by Ripe Avocado Witch. We love it. Now, so, currently, as I'm filming this, something jumped in my eye. We love that. So, as we are filming this, currently on Amazon, it is listed for $39.99. It is a 78 plus 1 card, silver edged foil with black premium cardstock. We love that description. All right, so going down, just things that they talk about on the website. Compact box with silver foil. It is a hinge box. It is perfect. You can keep keep the cards and the book in this. We love a container that can also store it. You don't have to mix anything up unless you want to. Inside, it says the Cosmic Coven Tarot. And then we are all part of one Cosmic Coven. Beautiful. Love a little string on the inside so you can pull everything out. There is one unique major arcana card, which we will get to when we review it. There is a linen cardstock butter finish. So you can kind of see that there is a texture on it, right? Nice and smooth. King of Swords, just right off the top. But you can kind of see there's a little bit of shine there. I'm excited for this. This is my first deck of cards that have foiled edges. We'll see. I've heard other creators have mixed reviews. I did open this and give it a little once over. And the glitter from the foil does come off. But I love a used deck. Means that it's worn, it's used over time. The foil is probably going to come off. It's not a big deal. As I said, I opened the box and I thumbed through the cards. I didn't do anything. But the cards came and there is a warp in the cards. That's a little sad, but you know, it is what it is. It's how they came, right? I'm not going to be over judgmental about it. It is what it is. I didn't spend an arm and a leg. Now, if I had spent on some of the Amazon decks that I have in my list are $50 and up. That's not in the budget right now, but if I did get a deck that I invested a lot in that came kind of warped, I would be a little upset. But obviously not a big deal. The cards are just going to get more warped over time as I use them. I did notice I don't necessarily read reversals, but if you do read reversals, the back of the card will indicate beforehand what is upright and what is reversed. I don't know if that's a big deal for a lot of people, but so this, if you pulled the card, this is upright, right? And if it came out this way, you would automatically know that this is a reversed card. I Die Greg, who knows if that's a big plus or minus for you. They list that the themes are very inclusive. I did see that. I did like that the one thing that kind of did draw me is that these beings, these entities on the cards, and we'll see it as we go through, there's not facial features. You can't really tell. You can assume, but we know what happens when you do that. But it is very inclusive. We also get a colored, well-detailed guidebook. Also, it comes with journal prompts, and it didn't specify in the book about reversals. I don't know if it was the author's intention not to include reversals or whatnot, but I don't think this deck is meant for reversals because there is not a reversal definition of the cards. It is very much a kind of seeing the light and the dark description in all of the cards. So this might not be the deck for somebody who likes to do reversals, but you can always keep it as it's intended. Yeah, so it is pretty large deck. Because I haven't really broken this deck in yet, you're gonna get the very first sounds of a shuffle. Beautiful. It is easy to shuffle. I think once it gets broken in, I should be able to one hand. Yeah, I have to manhandle it kind of right now because they're not broken in. It's a brand new deck, but it shuffles beautifully. I'm going to now put these back in order, and we're going to dive into the major and minors. See you later. We are set up and ready to go. So we're starting with the major arcana. We've got the Fool here. Love it. Whimsy, leap of faith. One of the things that I was seeing in this deck, there are a lot of corgis. And if you know me, I love corgis. Our dog is a corgi. So this was a no-brainer deck for me. Being chased by a friend, going after it. Love the kind of whimsy here too with this call to Ouija boards. So like connecting with spirit, are you taking a risk? If you look close, I can't get it to focus, but it says goodbye. Lovely. Here is the Magician. Mixing magic, right? Believing in themselves. There is a call, as you can see, right? There is this rainbow color thread trail that connects throughout the entire deck. And as you can start to see too, right? These individuals, it's more entities than masculine and feminine, in my opinion, you know? High Priestess, sitting on the moon. You have the call to the pillars and the Rider-Waite. This is a very beginner-friendly deck, in my opinion, because it does call upon Rider-Waite Smith imagery. Emperor, I love that it is completely all like a mental game for this Emperor. You know, they have a lot of creativity. We do have the masculine symbol. We have pomegranates calling back to the High Priestess. Oh, sorry. Empress. I can read. Dyslexia for the win. So it's the feminine symbol calling to the High Priestess, right? It is the more effeminate side of this individual. Here's the Emperor. There we go. There's the friends. Side by side. I love how they kind of connect. Their trails kind of connect to make their own image. Well, that's funny. I just realized that they called upon an eggplant for the emperor. Wonder what their suggestion with that emperor is. This Hierophant is beautiful. This pouring of wealth of knowledge into individuals, implying that, yes, this is about learning. This is about seeking wisdom. The Lovers. I'm going to flip these over. Cool. The Lovers. Call into the clouds, right? It's the two individuals' spirit. You can kind of think of this as heaven, but it's a coming together. Not a huge fan of the like romantic heart there, but it does imply logical choice that they want to be with each other. This is a different take on the Chariot. You still can get the vision of an individual with two horses, sphinxes, something driving the chariot. But it is all about the individual taking control and moving forward. This Strength card is amazing. I really enjoy the call to the fact that instead of it being an external, it is an internal strength. We need to let our strength out. We need to use the courage within ourselves to be able to move forward. Hermit, comfy, cozy, energy, self-reflection. It is about the mind. The light is coming from this individual's thought and meditation. Slow and steady. Wheel of Fortune. It is just the wheel that you get in the Rider-Waite-Smith. No additional information, but it is pretty much the straightforward, like, fate's in control, we're not in control. Here is Justice. Now, this is an interesting take on justice. It's this idea of, like, seeing and deciding with logic or not. This person is blindfolded. This person, you could think that they can see. I don't know. It is an interesting take. Let me see what the book has to say. Honor, security, integrity, a balanced, fair, and logical mindset is necessary for what's ahead. Justice is casting her eye upon your life right now, like the eye of Sauron, but less of an asshole. Have your actions been in line with your higher self? Did you have the consequences of other people and you were thinking about that? It sounds like the universe is a disappointed parent, but don't view it in that way. That's at its core, it's a very compassionate and fair card. It just asks us to be aware of our actions or their consequences on others. Okay, so seeing the consequences on others, did we do something to them? Are we all in checks and balances? Love it. Here is the Hanged Man. You can see enlightenment by changing the perspective, since it's now the radiation is coming out from his head. Death, which this is cute to me, just in the fact that, like, death comes for us all, but yet this cute little bird is saying, I'm sitting here, I'm fine. death might come for people, but, you know, there's an innocence happening. It's okay. Things may change, but we can be born again, rise like a phoenix out of the ashes. But it is a kind of a cutesy version of death. Temperance. Here is balance. There is a waterfall. So she's got one foot in the waterfall. Emotional mind coming to the cup, trying to figure out that circulation of energy flow into the body, and how does that come out for us? Where is that balance? The Devil. Temptation, right? It's also logic with it, right? The fire of the mind. We can be our own worst enemies. So the heat is here. You still have the call to the chains, and the chains have actually come off the individuals. So are we shackling people? Are we giving into temptation? It's a beautiful card. When I was looking over this deck very quickly and I saw this version of the Tower, it literally felt like this lightning bolt, right? We have built something up within ourselves that's no longer serving us, right? It's this notion that when things get a little bit crazy, instead of seeing an actual physical structure that crumbles, we kind of crumble ourselves. And it's that internal thought process of like, we've built this up. We have done this to ourselves. So it's not physical to a structure, but it's physical to our own beings as individuals. The Star. It's giving hope from within. Hope from within, right? Looking at different things too, right? There is you call to balance and temperance with this as so above, so below, calling to the Magician, calling in to harness the energy. Newborn again, right? It's the Star is the Fool after going through the Tower moment. The Moon. This is an interesting take on this card. You can still get the understanding of the pillars, the two, usually there's two dogs, you have the moon, but it's giving first impression about we have now learned something new about ourselves. And now we're trying to grow and continue journeying on from this rebirth that we've had. Sun, it's radiant, it's opulent, it's joy, it's positivity. It is just calling also back to the Empress, in my opinion, looking at it closely. Just that whole notion of self-care, things are coming to light. You're now back in your regalness. You're back in your strength. You are now ready to embody the light for everyone else to see. Judgment. This eye is very intriguing to me. It's asking us to vision and see how we look at things. I'm grabbing the book again because I want to just take a peek here. Choices, inner voice, and rebirth. So yeah, so it's kind of giving like your third eye is open. You've now seen things. You're now understanding where you need to go. This card is asking you to take a good, hard look at your choices. Are you acting in a way that you fully believe is right and you understand exactly where the decision is coming from? Love that. Judgment. We have the World, right? New beginnings. We can see the cyclical like ribbon that she has, and that the hermaphrodite in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith has. It is, this journey comes through, and this ties in with all the cards, and I love the connection through all of it. But it's rebirth, it's new chapters, new beginnings. You can just really pull from the traditional meaning for this representation of the card. Now, they did say that in the deck you get one extra card. Here it is. This is the Cosmic Coven card. Let's dive to the book again. Community, connection, support. The message of this card is simple. You are not alone. You are part of the Cosmic Coven. Now, we're all here for one another. Reach out to your community of witches, whether they may be in the world, and ask for their support and encouragement. We all need a little backup sometimes. As a fairly new tarot reader, I don't think I will personally mix this into my deck, but what I will do is put this on my altar space, and use that as a friendly reminder for it, but I don't see myself using it every single time for tarot reading. So that is the major arcana plus the one additional card. We're going to dive right into the minors. All right, now let's dive into the minors, starting with the Ace of Pentacles. Being able to pick new crops, new tangibility. You see kind of this growth. I also just noticed too that there is this kind of, when I was looking at the Cosmic Coven card, right? I noticed this little cloud, and this is starting to come in, and I didn't really see. Oh, I did. I see it now. This was the only one that caught my attention for some reason, but now I'm starting to see this kind of ethereal blob cloud. So, Ace of Pentacles makes sense. 2, you get the juggle. You don't necessarily get the chaos in the background, but it is still the simplicity of balance and juggling. Teamwork, community, collective. Hardship, protection, the 4 of Pentacles. I would, just because it's me, sometimes not always the best at Roman numerals. You can, if you want, always like get a silver Sharpie and write. There is plenty of space on all of these cards to make your own notations if you are so called to it. 5, the Pentacles are in the stained glass, and I love that they pulled back the stained glass so that it mirrors the Rider-Waite-Smith traditional deck. You get the alone, you get the kind of out on your own with this journey. 6, again, you see the exchange happening that you get in the traditional. It's also kind of giving this infinity moment of the exchange, and that it's a cycle and that it's a loop, but you also better be able to participate in said loop. 7 of Pentacles, taking stock in your abundance and the garden that you have grown. Hard work. They are working on it, and you can see where they've hung up all of their successes from their past. Again, you see the rainbow bridge, and it's, now that I'm talking about it, it feels like it's the rainbow bridge that connects us all to being a part of this Cosmic Coven. This one was tricky, right? 9, right? But you have to look, the 9 is in the detail. It's not obvious, right? And they do this a couple of times. It's not straightforward. So you are looking at this individual kind of being in their abundance, in their waiting for things to be fruitful, waiting for things to come, but owning that they have been able to grow whatever this is. When I was looking through this deck, this card instantly triggered a reaction from me. It really showed that it is a lineage that you are working for, that you are actually going to be able to trace your successes and your abundance back to where you started, back to giving family, right? It's family tree set up, so you're able to actually trace that all back. It is a great kind of interpretation of the Ten of Pentacles. So let's dive into our court cards. The Page of Pentacles is giving me Harlem Globetrotter. Like, that pentacle is spinning on their finger. They're like, look at me. I can do this. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun with it, right? Harlem Globetrotter energy. Knight of Pentacles. Oh my God, I love that the cloud almost forms this individual's hair. That is a cute little detail to me. Knight of Pentacles. See, now I'm trying to pull off of what I know it is, right? But I'm looking at it going, let your abundance rain on you. You know it's going to come, but let it fall on you when it's supposed to. Just keep going. Trust. Trust the rainbow. Let's see, can I... find, there it is. Knight, determination, planning, commitment. The Knight has been working hard towards their goals, and that steadfast determination is going to pay off soon. Bing, bada, boom. There it is. Queen of Pentacles being grateful for what she has and where that has led. This king is so... this is cocky to me. Standing on it, like, you are just... you know, like, you know your worth. You know what you've got. You don't need to worry about it. Even all the pentacles, they're hidden, right? It's not really obvious. This person goes, I know. I got it. I know how to rule things. I've taken care of it. It's a great suit. It's a great 14 cards for the Pentacles. All right. Here we go. Ace of Cups. We get that new beginning, clear as day, new options, new starts. You can also look at, like, which direction you can, like, the energy of the rainbow that's there. It's which way is it going? You can see it as both ways. Two of Cups, the coming together, the fact that it takes two, communication, something is being committed to over drinks. There's a commitment being made. Here is your coven. Here's your celebration. There's looks also like love and support. Looks like it makes a heart. Four of Cups. Emotionally in a brain fog because you are thinking about these cups, but you really should be paying attention to what is yours. Love it. Five of Cups. Is the hair the river? Interesting thought. Or is it just long, flowy hair? Again, this is what I meant. Like, the cups isn't obvious. So it's less about the cups and more of the forlorn looking out into space, looking out into the universe, when you should be present for the here and the now, not off wishing for the universe to provide when you need to go after what you want and tell the universe what you want, and the universe then will give it to you. Six of Cups, beautiful nostalgia choice on who you're sharing. Is this an older self with a younger version of you? Is this your inner child? Is this, you know, could this be older brother, little sister, older sister, little brother? Like, what is this relationship and how are you choosing to share with them? Seven of Cups, choices. You get that easily. You get that mystery and what is supposed to be right for you. You can see where things can be tricky, where things can be, right? Shiny and pretty, but is this gonna be better for you? This hand with the palm reading indications, snake for wisdom, things are just gonna burn up. This is a great kind of play on this, and this individual is like choosing, right? They look like they're picking. They're like, ooh, I actually want a little bit of this one, a little bit of that one. Like, it is like, make up your mind, girlfriend. Eight of Cups, there it is. It's a move on. This person is walking away from what they've built up, and it is the rainbow, the road leading off into the distance. What are they journeying to? Nine of Cups, the abundance of understanding that you have lived a lot of emotional truths and that you just need to be patient with them. And here's your 10 of Cups, your emotional sharing. Love the little kitty cat. Here are our fabulous court cards. So Page of Cups, spontaneity, light of ideas. Well, it's not logical. We know this with the cups, but it's this mindset of a new spark, a new emotional spark, a new spontaneous idea. This knight giving drag king, drag queen, but just being your emotional romantic self. I really enjoy that they, oh wow, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I just realized that when you put these two together, they make one complete image. They make one complete image, and that is beautiful, that connection, that call to both the Queen and the King of Cups. She is trusting her intuition. He is trusting his emotional self, and they are coming together. I need to, wait. No, the King and Queen of Pentacles did not line up in that similar pattern. I don't know if they are meant to line up the King and Queen of Cups, but it is, I love the call to each other. Swords. Ace of Swords, new logical beginnings. I also just realized that each ace has a lovely set of nails, and as you can see, I love a set of nails. Just cute, right? Logical decision, choices, which side are they going with? Beautiful. I'm gonna flip these over. When I saw this in the Amazon preview, I love that it is an anatomical, right? It is a real heart and not a Valentine's heart, which means it's taking the love aspect out of it and showing that we are logically hurting our own selves. Like, we are making up these stories just to hurt our own feelings. I know I do that so much. Straightforward, you know it. It's rest. It's time for a nap. This is an interesting take, and this, when I got the deck and I kind of did my thumb through, this one made me take pause, right? It's the pushing of the boundary of the Five of Swords. You're testing the limit. Everyone's fighting for something. And how you go about the win is what sets you apart. So why did you do it? What was it for? And this rainbow connecting to the mind means that, it means to me, when I'm looking at it, it's saying that we are all tied together, even though we might have to fight each other. When we go after things that we all want together, there's gonna be winners, there's gonna be losers, but at what cost? I just want to see what the creator said. Confusion, acceptance, conflict. You've recently gone through some kind of disagreement or conflict and are left feeling lost and confused. That's rough. We've all been there, my friend. All you can do is slowly work towards accepting the loss and seeing if it's worth your time to tackle it again, or just realize it isn't right for you and move on. Again, what ties us together can either separate us or bring us together. And clearly this conflict, is it worth continuing on? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful card. Six of Swords. I love that this individual is on the front of the ship, looking out where they're going, looking on that journey, and not feeling beaten down or bothered by what's happened. They're going, yeah, I needed to make a shift. I needed to make a change. Here's what I'm taking with me, but I'm full head, ready to move on and charge on with this journey. Sorry, 6. If I said 6 or 7, I don't remember, but that's 6 of Swords. 7 of Swords, deception. It really, with this finger up to the lips being like, shh, you didn't see anything? Straightforward understanding of this card. 8 of Swords, this is the Rider-Waite-Smith, and that the individual is in purple ties into my representation. For me, the 8 of Swords is damsel in distress when you really don't need to be. It's giving Meg from Hercules, and now that she's in purple, it really is tying into that. 9 of Swords, why we lose in sleep. What is, like, it is showing clearly that something is causing us to have brain fog or to be stressed and worried about something. If we could just kind of like remove that shroud, remove that cloth, we'd be totally fine. 10 of Swords, overkill, right? We get that. But it's like each time it's a different color that's coming out. Like our blood has, there's the rainbow connection, right? It's all different colors coming out of that individual. So what is it? Why are we telling the same story over and over again, but we're fabricating a little bit different each and every time because it keeps coming out differently? And here are the court cards. Yeah, the king and queen don't match up in any way. I think that was just a happy little accident that happened with the cups. Page of Swords, right? It's radiating out of the sword, implying new opportunity, right? Knight of Swords, we got to be, like, they're not using the sword. They're using themselves. They're going after it. This is also kind of giving me, like, showman, shiny jacket, center of attention, like, looking for it, going after it. She's ready to strike, but she's also calling in some, like, beauty. So she's beauty and she's grace. And the King of Swords, knowing his worth, knowing his wisdom, leaning in for a conversation, going, yes, let me help you. I know what I'm talking about. Beautiful. And last, but not least, the Wands. Now, this deck goes between using a smudging bundle. I don't know if they intended it to be sage or rosemary or pine, but whatever, they are choosing to use a smudging bundle and also wands. So we can see the beginnings of the fire being struck and going off. Two of Wands with this universe, being able to plan, looking at things, having the whole world at our fingertips. So here's where the mix comes in. You have the call to the Two of Wands and the Ace of Wands in their hand with the universe ready to go out. Big picture, understanding where you need to go and what you need to do to get there with the three. So we have the three aces covering the individuals with the one ace burning in their hand. This is, I want to see what they say about this one because I get party, I get celebration, but the way it is designed, I'm getting wedding. I'm getting romance. Awareness, commitment, and a movement. You've created a solid action plan and are prepared to face the challenges that may arrive once you push forward with your plan. This card is here to remind you that you've been planning and preparing for this action for quite some time. So take a deep breath. Even if shit hits the fan, you won't be caught off guard by it. You know exactly what needs to be done to maximize the potential you know this idea has. So stop sleeping on it. That is 3. That is 3. 4. Turn the page, Tyler. All right. Here it is. Celebration, joy, gratitude. It's time to celebrate with friends. A huge milestone is fast approaching in your life, and now is the time to sit back and enjoy the ride. This is going to feel like a really stable time for you. So now would be a great time to reflect on your achievements and long-term goals you'd like to accomplish. There may be a gathering this week with friends or family. Perhaps a wedding is happening. Eat, drink, and be merry. So they're pulling in a romance factor into this 4 of Wands. Not my favorite, but that's what they decided to go with. 5 of Wands, you see the competition. You also see a symbol in here, right? If you trace the wands in the pattern that they're creating, they're giving a protection. That is a symbol for protection in the cards, which is an interesting pattern to have show up in a card that means conflict, competition. I don't know. Interesting. 6 of Wands, moment in spotlight. You are kind of covered with wreath for celebration, understanding where you were, how you got there, remembering what you had to do to get there so that you don't put others in, you don't get stuck on your high horse. 7, standing up for yourself, letting your light shine, competing. 8. Now, when I saw this, I had to be like, well, what is the 8th wand? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the dragonfly. It's movement. It's moving on. It's change. Progress, ideas, enthusiasm. But there's no call in the book about why the dragonfly. 9 of Wands, standing guard, standing protection, understanding that you've had other creative successes to kind of call upon. You might be a little tired, but you have things to get there. Success, you know, your universe is tied into your spiritual creativity. It's giving that, yes, it's going to be a struggle for you to carry this load, but you have done harder things. And here is our lovely, lovely court cards. Let's get us in frame. So restriking that match even stronger, even harder. Using your passion to, that's a portal, a window, a mirror, calling to, just knowing that your spirit is being protected and that you can go after the things that you want, that you can see. Queen of Wands, love the call to the sunflower, sitting and understanding in her truth. Doesn't need to let anybody know anything. She is just being her lovely and connected self. And the King of Wands, sitting there with fire in hand, ready to lead. That is the court cards. I have to say, my least favorite probably is going to have to be this version of the wands, right? These are not my favorite iterations of the wands, but you can still pull all of the same messages that the Rider-Waite-Smith has. So that was the Cosmic Coven Tarot. If you liked it, let me know your thoughts on different cards. Please remember to follow, like, comment, all that fun stuff. And I will see you in the next episode. Until then, friends, remember to breathe.